learning. Therefore we launch Access. Just go to this point, launch Microsoft Access. Therefore we go to Branch database. Just go to Branch database here, then redirect our database where we want to save it on our desktop. We can just call it our VBA tutorial, then click on OK, then create. Therefore we shall be using the following data. Remember, for you to work on Access VBA, you must be in a position to use tables to manipulate data, and therefore we do that one. We just go to design, table design, then we shall create we can create our table. Therefore we shall have our admission number, then we shall have our student name, then we shall have something like you can have the class of student class, can have the term or semester, then we can also have the year, that is the student year, the current year. Then after having done that, we need to use 3 terms marks. Therefore you can just have term 1, you can also have term 2, you can also have term 3, and then we shall have now our mean score. Then we shall have our grade for that case. Therefore let's just have our grade. Then we need to set this one as our primary key. This one will be our primary key, this one. Then we shall have this one, that is this one. We shall have this one as number. This is number. Also this one is number. But the rest can be text, the way it looks like that way. Then this is number. You can first of all just remove this one, and then insert our mean score there. Mean score. We want this one to be calculated, and therefore just go to hit calculated field. Then we need to have that is term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3. That way, or this one should be divided by 3 because we need that one to be average. Therefore we shall have that one there. Then we can click on OK. We go and click on OK. Therefore that is how that one looks like. We can just save this one as our main table that way. Then we need to now go one-on-one and create a form. Therefore just close this, go to create. You can just hit this table, then go to form wizard so that it can select it automatically. Next, we need it to be tabular. Next, finish. Therefore we shall get a table. Therefore this is our table. Therefore just right click, go to design view, we modify our table to suit our needs. Therefore you can look at the property sheet of this one, click on all. Therefore take the height is that one, copy that height. Then once you copy that height, highlight all this, go to properties, then go to where height is, paste your height that way. Therefore your height or everything will take that height. Then we can just now do our modification. Therefore to modify our system here, we can reduce the size of the admission number. Remove this. Can reduce the size of the admission number. This one should be a bit longer. Also this one should be shorter. Also this one should be somewhere there. Then this one should come back. Then current year should be somewhere there. This one can be pulled there. Then we need to have This one's brought somewhere there. Then we remove those ones. Then I need this term and this term to write on each other. Therefore that one goes there, that one goes there. Remember, we are doing that is our VBA. Therefore we need to be a bit organized. Therefore this is min score can be somewhere there, and the grade. Then try to make this one vivid. Just go to format, just change the font sizes that way, then just bring this somewhere there. But we still need some space up here. Therefore I just put this, bring this one somewhere there. Then if I save this one and run, you see I don't have data, and therefore I need to put some data there. Therefore just go back to design view, take this one somewhere down. Therefore just go to our table here, then take data from Microsoft Excel. We have some data here. Therefore I can just take this data that way, copy, then paste it in this table of ours, paste. That is what we have. Therefore this is the data we have. We have admission number, student name, class, term, year. But these ones are the marks that will be keyed in as we do our VBA. And therefore if I run this one, you see now so far what I have. Therefore I need to pull these ones, need to take these ones backwards so that the student name can fit. This one, the student name should be Raja. This one can just go to that point, then remove this one. You just need the word class. Then if now I run that one, that's what I have so far, but still I can do something on this. Just use compressed font. Good. Now the next thing is to proceed to our VBA, where I will take you through several options or several activities that can be performed in VBA. Therefore the first one, we shall start by us putting a label here, and then we shall record for that label so that you can just see what I'm doing. To make sure that the label doesn't disappear, you put some space. Remember, space is a character. Then you can just go to font here, you can set it, can just give it some different color, and that way. Therefore wherever we call something to be displayed here, it will actually be displayed using the VBA. And therefore for that case, let's just go to design, then go to properties. Then I wish to take you through VBA from this point. And therefore for that case, you realize that we have event. You can see we have event, we have other or format data. My point of interest here is the event here. Therefore on event, if you're very keen, you realize that we have on click, on double click, on mouse down. Those are the events that I'll be taking you through. And therefore for this case, I want us to go to on form road event of this form. What happens when this form roads? Therefore we just go to on road event here, then we go to event, then you hit these three dots. Therefore our first event here will be to maximize the form, and therefore we usually use do cmd dot maximize. That is the code for maximizing that one. And therefore for that case, if I run my form here, I'll be in a position to get it zoomed or maximized. Therefore let's see that. You see our form is automatically maximized because of that code. Then the next thing I want is to put few buttons here, and then we shall manipulate the buttons using the VBA. Therefore allow me to use the toggle button. This is the toggle button. Therefore I click on the toggle button, then I'll draw one toggle button there and then duplicate it. Therefore I just go to copy paste. That is 1, 2. If I just have, I need 3. That is I need for 3. I need 3 that way. Then this toggle button of mine, I can just format them as I wish. If I can just assign them a different color like green. Then this one should be term 1. This is term 1. This is term 1. Term 1. Then this one is term 2. Then this one is term 3. That way. Therefore, I want you to see exactly what I have done. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a VBA. Therefore, after doing that, I can still increase this font size or even change the font, the text style that way. Then I can increase the font size. Therefore, now the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to do some codes using this example, whereby when this form now loads on form load event, if I click this button, this label displays term 1. If I click this button, this label displays term 2. And when I click this button, this label displays term 3. Therefore, what you need to do is to go to design, then properties. We go back to our form here. You choose form. Remember, you usually choose the object you want to code. Therefore, you go to this point. Then here, down here, we want to have the names. Therefore, you must know the names of these. This is toggle 22, 24, 23. Therefore, this 3 goes 23 goes to 23. Then 24 goes with this. Therefore, 22 is term 1. And therefore, I just go back to VBA. Therefore, I just go to toggle. Okay, instead of doing that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to simplify this. Therefore, term 1, just go to all here, change the name. So, we can just make sure that this one, term 1, here, this reads T1. Term 2, we rename it to T2. Term 3, we rename it to T3. Then, also mark the name of this label. The label here is label 21. Therefore, you can copy that. Therefore, what we want that when this form hours loads, these text boxes here, term 1, term 2, term 3 should not be displayed. And the name of the term 1 here, term 1 comes here. Therefore, you go to form, then we go to form load event, hit the 3 dots. Then here, just type that term 1 dot visible equals to false. Then term 2, that is term 2 dot visible equals to false. Then term 3 dot term, that is term 3 dot visible equals to false. Therefore, this will ensure that the text boxes are hidden. That is. Therefore, the other thing that we need to do here is to put a comment. Remember, also it is important to put a comment, and therefore a comment is refers to non-executable codes. Therefore, it's just an explanation. Therefore, you can see how I have written the comment. For example, here I can just type that the following codes will make the text boxes invisible. You see? Therefore, this is a comment. A comment is an executable code in VBA. You have seen how I have used the comment. It is very important to have comments. Therefore, on the other hand, now after doing that, if I run this for this one, you see now the text boxes has disappeared. But I want, when I click this one, the term 1 and the term 1 text boxes appears. Therefore, I want, when I click term 1, text boxes for term 1 appears, and also the word term 1 appears here. When I click term 2, it appears term 2 and the text boxes for term 2 appears, and also for the term 3 using VBA. Therefore, let's just do that. And therefore, the first thing is to code for T1. Remember, this is T1, this is T2, this is T3. I'm checking on this. It is important to rename them for ease of coding. Therefore, I just go to event, mark that. Therefore, I go to event, then I want on click event. Then I choose event procedure, then hit the 3 dots. Then up here, I can just copy this. I want a situation whereby, first of all, we just type a comment here that this code is for term 1, button, that way, so that whoever comes later to edit our program will have an easy time. And therefore, what we want that rebel 21 dot caption is the rebel, that is the text that will be displayed there, will be term 1. Therefore, this one will be term 1. When we click on T1, the rebel 21 will display term 1. That way. That's what we want. And then the text box term 1 will be visible, but term 2 will be invisible. Term 3 will be invisible. And therefore you put the codes to false. And therefore you just change this one to true. There, remember, I am teaching you VBA step by step, and therefore we want now this one to be true, that is for term 1, but for term 2 and 3 should be invisible. Therefore we save that, and then we just run and see. That means when I click on this, see for yourself term 1, and then the point for term 1, that is marks for term 1, will be you will be allowed to feed. Therefore you can just increase these ones that way, and then you can give them maroon and bold. Therefore, if we hit this one, you see now the mark will be displayed. You can also make it center. The mark should be centered. Then we go now code to the next one. Just go to design, then properties. Therefore, you go to T2 and then go to event, on click event, hit the procedure, hit the 3 dots. Therefore, the code remains the same. This code remains the same, only that this one becomes true, but the others becomes false. Therefore, basically, what you need to do is just to copy this code and paste it here. Then change this one. This code is for term 2. It is for term 2. And then you also change this one. You also change this one to term 2. This one becomes now term 2. It should display term 2. Then the next thing to change is this one. This one becomes true, but up here this becomes false. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, see what I'm doing. I'm making things simple for you. Therefore, here when I click term 2, it will display term 2 and hide term 1 and hide term 3. Simple. Therefore, let's just save and run that. See that one, how I am using the VBA. Therefore, when I click this becomes now term 2. You see now it is switching. It is switching between term 1 and term 2 using the VBA. Lastly, we do that one for term 3. Therefore, do the same. Go to event, on click event. Then you hit on that one. Again, copy all this. Take it to this point, paste. Therefore, this one changes to term 3. And also this one changes to false. This changes to false. And then term 3 changes to true. Good. There we are. Therefore, will be now the end of that part of VBA coding. And then that is that part of hiding and unhiding those ones. Therefore, this means that when I click this, let's just change this one to term 3. that is for the code. There is an error. Therefore, this one is term 3 here. This one becomes term 3. Therefore, if I cross this and run, I hit this one, this becomes term 3. See, ladies and gentlemen, therefore, if I click here, I put 30, and this one I put 90, then I put this one 100, just for clarity purposes. You'll notice that it is actually really working. But this student scored 90, this scored 80. There we are. Therefore, you see, those ones are actually changing. On the other hand, we can change this one, the average here, the mean score, to be bigger, so that we can get to see what is there. Yeah, like that. Therefore, you can see the average. Then you can be in a position to see what we are doing. And therefore, if you are very keen, again, we can also do a bit of another part of this, whereby we shall put a button here to maximize and minimize our window using VBA. Therefore, you draw another button there, go to format, you give it different color. Then this button of ours, we can just call it maximize or minimize. Therefore, maximize stroke minimize form, or that is maximize or window. Then we need to do a code here. Therefore, just go to design, then properties, then just go on click event here, hit the 3 dots. Therefore, we want when that button is clicked, then the screen is maximized. Therefore, you just do cmd dot show toolbar, then the toolbar name. The toolbar name is ribbon. Therefore, ribbon. Then we want it not displayed. We want the ribbon hidden. Therefore, see yourself for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, this is the code for that's the code for hiding the ribbon. That is toolbar no. Show the toolbar ribbon no. That is the code for that in VBA. Therefore, if I just go to the same point, now we need to have the point that when I double click the same instead of using another button, then the ribbon is displayed. And therefore, I go to the next one here on double click, and then I change the event procedure and hit the 3 dots, then paste the same code, only that I change here to yes. The last part becomes yes. Therefore, I want you to see the codes. Therefore, I am using the same button but using 2 different events, double click event and click event. Therefore, when I click, the ribbon will be hidden, but when I double click, the ribbon will be displayed. Let's see whether that one works. Therefore, let's see that one, whether that one works. And for that case, if I cross this, let's just run it. Therefore, cross and then run our main form. Therefore, if I click on that one, you see the ribbon is hidden, but when I double click, it is displayed. Therefore, that is that. Then on the other hand, this button of ours, we want to put them on that is on a hover event, to see what on hover event does. Therefore, just go to on hover. Therefore, on hover, you see what will happen. We need to have different actions happening there. So I need these buttons of ours to have a certain, just go to format, hover color. When press here on hover color, what happens? Therefore, when you hover on them, we shall have black color, but when they will be pressed color. When those buttons of ours are pressed, they turn to blue. They turn to blue. Therefore, save and do that. Therefore, you see, when you hover, they are black, but when you click on it, it turns blue. That is also very important. Then, after having done that one, we can also check something different on VBA, that is message box. Let's include message box. Right now, when I click on this one, I get a message that you are about to maximize the screen. Therefore, I just go to properties, then I go to event, then I go to this event of ours on click. Then we can include a message box. Therefore, I can just put a comment that I'm about to put a message box code. Then we put the message code, the message box code. Therefore, the message box here goes MSG box. Then we have our message. Our message is we gonna maximize the screen. Then we shall have VBA okay only plus VB information. Then the title is VBA that way. Therefore, see, that is, we have written a message box in that juncture, and therefore if I run now this one and click this, you see I have a message, we're gonna maximize the screen, and then the screen is maximized. Therefore, that one is how you do the message box. And for that case, if I go back to the same button here and I need to deactivate that one, then I just can just type the word rem that way, rem or apostrophe, and then that one becomes that. And therefore, for that case, you see now that one is disabled. Then on the other hand, you can also have a prompt button here, a prompt button where, for example, it will we want to verify junior classes and senior classes. Like, for example, you can just say that or else we want to verify pass mark using a prompt. Therefore, you can just put a prompt here, another button here. You can just put another button here and then call it verify pass mark. You want to verify pass mark. Therefore, verify pass mark, and then I just go to this point here, and then I want to verify. You want somebody to be hitting this button to verify the pass mark. Therefore, what we shall do is to code for this button. Therefore, just go to design, go to properties, then go to event, on click event, choose event here. Then we now want to do that, we want to declare some data type. Okay, in VBA, just like in VB and other programming languages, you need to declare variables before you use them. This is to inform VBA that I'll be using this either as text or as number. Therefore, you use the word dim. Therefore, we dim marks as integer. Therefore, dim marks as integer. Then we shall just come to this point and say marks equals to var, that is value, input box, you open the bracket, input box, you open the bracket, then the marks. Therefore, enter marks range to verify, enter marks range to verify, and then that is that. Then on the other hand, we shall just come to this point and write that if marks is greater or equal to, let's say, 50, then message box is greater than 50, then message box pass mark is attainable. Pass mark let's just say the marks is okay. The marks is okay. The marks is okay. That is for the text box. Then VB information plus VB okay only. Then the title. The title is VBA. That is if that one. Else, we can just copy this instead of typing the whole code again. Therefore, else the marks is below the pass mark. The marks is below the pass mark. Therefore, see how now I have used the input box and message box functions in VBA, and therefore if I cross that and save, then now I want to verify marks. Oh no, we have not put and if. It is a must to use and if you use if. Therefore, the compiler has reported that. And for that case, if I refresh and hit this, see this one, ladies and gentlemen, enter marks range to verify. For example, 45. The marks is below the pass mark. Therefore, you have seen how that one works. Therefore, if I want to verify the marks, then the VBA has flagged that that one is not attainable. But if I put 56, therefore the mark is okay. The marks is okay. And for that case, you realize that I have also introduced another concept of to help you see whether the pass mark is attainable, and therefore you can verify whether the student has passed or not by use of VBA. Then on the other hand, we can also try to look at something else, whereby now I want the grade here, the grade, that is the grade to be given by a VBA code rather than if function directly in a text box. Therefore, we just go to this point. First of all, we have to note this. This is this name here. This name is Minisco, but you can also change this one. You can also have this one made easier. You change the decimal places to 0 that way from here, then save, so that when we run, we don't have those so many decimal places. Therefore, this one will take effect. Therefore, decimal places should be 0, and also the format here can have fixed format. There we are. Therefore, these ones you see now, the pass mark will be, that is the Minisco, will be without decimal places. Therefore, let's just go now and do the coding for this point here, where we shall have this one displayed, that is the grade displayed. Therefore, you just go to grade, then go to event, then just go to on roster focus here, then just go to event procedure, hit the 3 dots. Therefore, when you hit the 3 dots here, you want to do the grading here, and therefore you shall just do select case Minisco. Select case Minisco. This is case. Select case Minisco. That is the case we want. Therefore, I have now introduced another concept of control structures in VBA, where I will be doing the grading using the select case. And therefore, for that case, you can just come to this point and say case is greater or equal to, let's say, 85. That way, if that is the case, then if case, that is Minisco is that, then grade equals to A. That way. that you can do that. Then we go ahead to the next one. Then here we shall just have case. Okay, that is case. Let's have case 70 to 85. Therefore grade equals to B. Grade equals to B. Then you can just copy this one, copy this, then just paste it down here. Therefore, if case is 60 to 69, therefore this becomes C. Then you can also have, if this is 50, let's say 40, let's say 40 to 59, that becomes D. Then from there we usually have case else. Then we have grade equals to fail. Then we usually end this one with end select. There we are. Therefore, let's see. This is the case select. We are trying to grade those ones. Therefore, let's just try to see whether this one works. This is the code. If we just cross that one and then we run that. If we just tab that, therefore you see now the grades are automatically given. Like for example, if we give this one 33, let's give this student 3. Here he has 56. Here he has 7. Then we tab. Therefore, you see now the student has failed. But if this one we give him 80, that is 80. Then we give him 90. Then we give him another 90. This is 27. As for example, give him another 90. He has 60 so far. Another 90. Another 90. That way, then we tab. You see, the student has scored an A. And therefore, what we have done so far, I have taken you through several methods or several items that you can note that is in VBA. But remember, data is given data is kept in tables. Therefore, the data should be kept in tables. Therefore, you can see that one, that as we are doing, our data is being fed in our tables. You see now, despite using VBA, our work is being kept safely for us in the VBA, and therefore that is the importance of doing the. Okay, let's see how now we can open report using the VBA. Like for example, we can just create a simple report. Just go to report wizard, then send everything to the right, go to next, go to next, go to next, go to next. That way, let's have a report. Therefore, you have this report here. Let's just remove this one, the year. You also remove what else means score is also means score. We can just change got format. Then this one we put 0. We also change this one to fixed. We want the decimal places to go away. Therefore, this is our report. can just have this one as term 1, this one term 2, this one you can have it as term 3, then this one can be minuscule, can have MS. Good. Therefore, this is our system, our report so far. On our report, if we can just do something smart in our report, something of the sort. Therefore, this is our report. If you want to have this report opened by VBA, first of all, you must mark this name. You can rename and copy the name. Therefore, I copy the name. Then go to design view of this one. I want to open a report for this. Therefore, I can just take a button. Like now, I am using the toggle button to code. Therefore, just take a toggle button. Go to design view. Take a toggle button. This is the toggle button. Then I draw the toggle button here. Therefore, this one I want to open report using the VBA. Remember, the other methods of opening, like you can use the automatic button or the macros, but I want us to use the VBA. Therefore, I click on this button. I want to go to properties, then event, then on quick event here. You hit the 3 dots. Then this is where our code is. Therefore, just type do cmd. That is the command dot open report. Open report. Then you put your report name under quotes. Our report name under quotes, maintainable. Then arc preview. This one. That's how you do it. That is how you do the form. Therefore, that is the code for the form. You see, you usually say do cmd open report, then report name, and then you finish with AC view preview. Then after doing that, now if I am here and open this, you see now my VBA code has worked. Therefore, I can open the code from this one. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that was a good and simple tutorial on VBA. Therefore, I wish to thank you for taking your time to listen and watch my videos. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Also, keep on checking on what's new. Thank you.